They say the past is written in stone, but some truths were etched into parchment, hidden behind locked doors, sealed in crypts, or scattered by fire. Knowledge so ancient, so powerful, it was never meant to last. These were no ordinary texts. They whispered of gods and stars, of powers long buried, of secrets that tore at the fabric of belief. Kingdoms rose for them. Others burned just to keep them silent. And though time tried to erase them, a few pages survived. Torn, unreadable, forbidden. What were these ancient books? And why did the world try so hard to forget them? They say it was not written by human hands, that it was carved with symbols only gods could understand, and mortals were never meant to read. Hidden beneath the sands of ancient Egypt, the Book of Thoth was a fabled volume said to contain the secrets of the heavens, spells to command the stars, understand the speech of animals, even to look into the minds of the gods themselves. But every whisper about the book came with a warning. Knowledge like this comes at a cost. Some legends speak of priests who found fragments and went mad, their minds burned by truths too vast for the human soul. Others tell of tombs sealed not to protect the dead, but to imprison the words inside. It was said that those who read the book would gain everything and lose everything. Cities would fall, rivers would run dry, the sky itself might fracture. And so, the book was buried again and again, cursed, sealed in stone, or cast into the fires of forgotten rituals. And yet, some believe it still exists, not in a museum, not in a temple, but hidden where no light reaches, waiting for the one foolish enough or desperate enough to open it. They were never written in daylight, only in shadow, in trance, by hands guided by something beyond. The Sibylline books were not books as we know them. They were visions, sealed in pages, prophecies said to stretch across centuries, cryptic messages given by the Sibyls, priestesses who spoke with the voices of gods or something even older. Kept locked beneath the temple of Jupiter in ancient Rome, they were consulted only when the fate of an empire hung by a thread. No one was allowed to read them freely. Only the Senate during moments of plague, war, or unnatural signs in the sky. Even then, the books never gave answers, only riddles. Yet what they revealed changed the course of history. Sacrifices were ordered, statues torn down, cities spared or condemned. But the books themselves, gone, burned in a fire, some say. Others claim a copy was secretly made, buried beneath Vatican vaults, or carried away into the East. There are those who believe fragments still exist, scattered through ancient monasteries and dusty libraries, written in code or disguised in plain sight. What would they say if opened today? Would they speak of collapse, of rebirth, or of something we've already missed? Perhaps the Sibyls were never warning us of the future. Perhaps they were describing the present, and we were just too blind to notice. Polished to perfection, carved with impossible precision, and older than any tool that could have made them. The crystal skulls have stirred both wonder and fear for generations. Found scattered across Central and South America, these haunting objects defy explanation. Some believe they are relics of lost civilizations, Atlantis, Lemuria, or something even older than memory. Others claim they were not made by hands at all. Their surfaces show no tool marks. Some appear to be carved against the grain of the quartz, something modern science still struggles to do without causing fractures. And yet, there they are, grinning from museum cases, private vaults, and hidden shrines. Legends say there were 13 in total. When brought together, they would unlock the knowledge of the gods, or end the world. Each skull, they say, holds a piece of humanity's forgotten past, stored like data inside crystal. waiting to be awakened. Stories tell of visions, of dreams not one's own, of people who touched them and never quite came back. Were they ceremonial? Were they warning beacons? Or were they never meant for us at all? Whatever their purpose, the crystal skulls remain silent. For now. In 1952, buried among the caves near Qumran, archaeologists uncovered something unlike any of the other Dead Sea Scrolls. It wasn't made of papyrus or parchment. It was forged from thin, hammered sheets of copper, heavy, corroded, resistant to decay. And it wasn't religious or poetic. It was a list of buried treasure. 64 locations were named: caves, cisterns, tombs, each said to contain vast hoards of gold, silver, and sacred artifacts. The total, over 100 tons of precious metals scattered across ancient Judea. But here's the mystery. No one has ever found a single coin. The language of the scroll is cryptic, the place names often lost to time. Some believe it was a decoy, meant to deceive. Others think it's real, that a forgotten sect hid the wealth of a fallen temple, and the scroll was their map. It raises a question darker than gold. Who wrote this? Who buried it in copper, as if to defy the ages? And what happened to the treasure it described? Whether a warning, a legend, or a truth we're not meant to uncover, the copper scroll remains one of the strangest artifacts ever found. A relic not of faith, but obsession. A map to something, or nothing at all. Bound in calfskin, its pages stained with age, the Voynich Manuscript rests like a riddle that time itself refuses to solve. Discovered in 1912, but likely written in the 15th century, its language doesn't exist in any known tongue. Its letters are graceful, consistent, yet entirely unreadable. A language without a Rosetta Stone. Each page is filled with strange, looping script and haunting illustrations. Otherworldly plants that no botanist can name. Naked women bathing in interconnected pools. Zodiac wheels. Biological diagrams. And alchemical symbols. It's as if the mind behind it came from a world adjacent to ours, but not part of it. Cryptographers, linguists, and codebreakers have tried to decode it for over 100 years. AI has scanned every glyph. Historians have matched its art to the medieval world. Still, the manuscript resists explanation. Some think it's a medical guide. Others say it's a hoax. But if it is, it's a masterwork of deception, requiring obsession and a flawless invented grammar. It might be a lost science, a forgotten mysticism, or the final voice of a dying civilization, encoded in a language meant for no one alive. The Voynich Manuscript doesn't speak to us, it haunts us, and whatever message it holds, it may not be meant for this era at all. It is the largest surviving medieval manuscript, but it's not its size that unsettles those who see it. It's what lies inside. Known as the Codex Gigas, or the Devil's Bible, this towering tome stretches nearly 1 meter long and weighs over 70 kilograms. Crafted in the 13th century within a Bohemian monastery, legend claims it was written by a single monk in one night, with the help of something unholy. Its pages contain the entire Latin Bible, ancient histories, medical knowledge, and magical incantations. But one image makes it infamous: a full-page portrait of the devil himself, staring out from the parchment with claws raised and eyes wide. No other religious manuscript dares to do this. The handwriting is flawless throughout, no hesitation, no variation, as if copied by an unblinking hand. Experts say it would have taken over 20 years to complete. Yet the ink, the lines, the script suggest it was done in a much shorter span, all by one person. How? Some believe the monk made a desperate pact. his soul traded for divine speed. Others say it's a relic of dark devotion, meant to bridge heaven and hell through ink and parchment. Today, the Codex Gigas sits locked behind glass, heavy with silence, its true origins still cloaked in whispers. And as long as it exists, it reminds us of a time when books were more than knowledge. They were gateways. It's a book that shouldn't exist, not because of what it says, but because no one knows how to read it. The Rohonc Codex appeared in the 19th century in Hungary, shrouded in mystery from the very beginning. Written in an unknown script and illustrated with strange religious scenes, Christian, Islamic, even pagan, the Codex defies categorization. Its 448 pages are filled with looping alien characters that match no alphabet on Earth. No Rosetta Stone, no translation, no cipher has cracked it. Some claim it's an elaborate hoax, an academic prank meant to fool scholars. But if it is, it's one of the most meticulous deceptions in history. The script flows with consistent grammar and syntax. The images depict rituals and processions in a culture no one can identify. It's either an unknown civilization or a world built from pure imagination. Cryptographers, historians, linguists, all have tried and failed. Every page pulls them deeper into a linguistic black hole where logic frays and nothing fits. The Rohonc Codex doesn't just hide its meaning, it questions the nature of writing itself. Was it made by a forgotten people, a secret society? Or is it the voice of a single mind, speaking a language no one else would ever understand? Whatever the truth is, the book remains closed, not by locks or laws, but by silence. There's a book whispered about in corners of old libraries, blamed for curses, visions, and even the birth of modern science. Its name is the Picatrix, a grimoire of ancient wisdom said to hold the secrets of the cosmos itself. Believed to be translated into Arabic in the 10th or 11th century, and later into Latin, this sprawling text is more than a book. It's a labyrinth of spells, astrological alignments, and eerie invocations. It claims to teach how to harness planetary energies, not just to predict the future, but to change it. Inside are rituals said to bring dreams that reveal hidden truths, formulas to summon spirits of the stars, and diagrams aligning your will with the movement of the heavens. For centuries, it was condemned by the church and feared by scholars, yet secretly studied by some of the greatest minds in Europe. Even figures like Marsilio Ficino and Isaac Newton were drawn to its arcane allure. The Picatrix doesn't speak to the casual reader. It's written in dense, chaotic layers, a tangled fusion of Hermeticism, alchemy, Sufi mysticism, and pre-Islamic magic. And whether it's seen as science, sorcery, or madness, one thing remains clear. This isn't just a manual of magic. It's a relic of a time when the boundaries between reality and the divine were paper thin, and the stars were more than just lights in the sky. This cryptic 16th century manuscript was owned and studied by the famous occultist John Dee, advisor to Queen Elizabeth I and devoted seeker of hidden knowledge. Dee believed the Book of Soyga contained encrypted messages from angels, and perhaps the divine blueprint of the universe itself. Written in Latin and filled with arcane symbols, planetary tables, and bizarre angelic names, the most infamous part of the book are its 36 pages of undeciphered letter grids. Dee reportedly summoned the archangel Uriel through his scryer and asked what the book meant. The answer: the book came from Adam, the first man, and only the archangel Michael could reveal its true secrets. After Dee's death, the book vanished for over 400 years. Then, in 1994, 2 separate copies were discovered in the British Library and the Bodleian Library, sitting unnoticed, miscatalogued, and unread. but the coded pages remain unsolved to this day. Unlike the other books wrapped in mystery, the Popol Vuh tells us what it is: a sacred narrative of creation, gods, and hero twins, passed down by the Quiché Maya. But what makes it haunting is not just its myths, it's how close it came to being lost forever. When Spanish conquistadors arrived, they burned nearly all Mayan books. Somehow, the Popol Vuh survived, hidden by indigenous scribes who later transcribed it into Latin script in secret. It describes the origin of the world, strange trials in the underworld, the formation of humans from corn, and a battle between trickster gods and death itself. The original glyphic version is gone. What we have is a fragile echo, a sacred book saved from fire and oblivion by those who knew it, carried the soul of their people. Thank you for wandering through the shadows of forgotten pages and vanished knowledge. If there's a mystery you believe deserves the spotlight, tell me below. Until next time.